Alright, in this video we're going to talk about Unit 8, which is Conics, Part 1. Now, there are four main types of conics. You have circles, ellipses, parabolas, and hyperbolas. Each of them is found by intersecting two cones with a plane. Now, to get a circle, you take now the two cones, imagine two cones just stacked on top of each other at the vertice at the top. All right? The vertex angle there. So, that's your conic. Now, if you were to take a flat plane, that's what this line represents, is a flat plane, and just ran it horizontal and ran it parallel to the base of the cone, your result there, if you were able to slice that and then pick it up and look at it, you would get a perfect circle. I can't draw a perfect circle. All right? You would get a perfect circle. If you were to slice that through and then look at it, you'd get a perfect circle. Now, if you were to take that plane and just angle it through, and then you were to take it and look at it, instead of making a circle, it would now elongate it a little bit, and it would make it into an ellipse. If you were to take that same plane and like chop off a corner, well, there's not really a corner because it's a cone, but imagine it's a corner. If you were to chop off a corner there and then look at it, you would have a parabola because it would look, okay, of course you'd have the top and bottom here, but we're pretending those aren't there for now. But if you were to chop a corner off and look at it, you would have a parabola depending on and it'd look like this if you chopped off the top, look like that if you chopped it off one of the bottom, off the bottom cone. Then, if you had to get a hyperbola, what you're doing is you're placing that plane in such a way that you're cutting off the corners of both the top and the bottom cone. So, if your cones were set up vertically like this, you would have two different parabolas, one opening up, one opening down. Or if you took the conic and turned it horizontal, they would open either right or left. But these are your four main types of conics. Well, your only four types of conics. Circles, ellipses, parabolas, and hyperbolas. Each is found by intersecting two cones with a plane. And this is how those intersections occur. If it's a flat plane and it's straight across, you get a circle. If you angle it, you get an ellipse. If you angle it in such a way that you just chop off one of the corners, you get a parabola. And if you angle it in such a way that you chop off the corners of both the top and the bottom parabola, top and bottom cone, you're going to get a hyperbola, which is simply two parabolas, one opening up, one opening down. All right? Now, the only one we're going to go over in this video is the circles. All right? We're only going to go over the circle. Now keep in mind, all four of these have different equations. Some of the equations are only minutely different. I will hand you out a paper tomorrow in class that has all the formulas on it, and I will let you use it on the test. Just so as long as you don't write answers on the test. On your formula sheet. Alright, so let's talk about circles. Of course, circles are perfectly round, and they are the set of all points whose distance from a central location is a single value. Alright, so everybody knows what a circle looks like. Here's your center. And of course, this is your radius. Alright, everybody knows what that looks like. Now, the equation for a circle is as follows. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That is your equation. Now, the center of your circle occurs at h, comma, k. And of course, your radius is simply r. Now, if this is a negative number, this is going to be, if this is x minus, say, 3, this is going to be a positive 3. If you notice, it's minus h here, but it's a positive h here. So whatever the sign is, you're going to flip it. So if this is negative, so if this is x minus 3, this would be a plus 3. Same thing for k. If this was y minus 5, this would be a positive 5. Now your radius is simply the square root of r squared. All right? So now, using that equation, let's look at an example. What is the equation of a circle with center 2, -3, and a radius of 4? Alright, so what are we going to do here? Well, our center is 2 and 3, and over here we know our center is h and k. So this is h, and this is k. And then radius of 4, so our 4 is r. I'll make it lowercase so it matches the formula. And our radius is r. So now we're ready to fill in our equation. So we have x, minus h. Well, h is positive 2, so it's going to be minus 2 squared plus y minus k. K is negative 3, so it's going to be y minus negative 3, or plus 3 squared, equals r squared. R is 4, so r squared is 16. So that would be the equation of a circle with a center at 2, -3, and a radius of 4. Alright, because k is negative, and since it's y minus k, that's why this is a plus 3. H is 2, it's x minus h, so that's x minus 2, and then of course r squared is 16. Alright, so let's look at another example. I'm going to give you a moment to do this one. So after I write this down, pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Alright, so what is the equation of a circle with a center at -6, 0, and a radius of 6? Go ahead and pause the video and figure this out. Alright, so we know this is h, this is k, this is r. So let's fill out our formula. X minus h, so x plus 6 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 36. If you wrote that, you're correct, but you're not. It's not written 100% correct. Alright? What I would like, or better, you have x plus 6 squared plus, since this is y minus 0 squared, just call it y squared equals 36. Okay? Y squared. I still did that. Alright, there we go. So x plus 6 quantity squared plus y squared equals 36. This is the best way to write it, but this is still technically correct. Alright? They're both technically right. Alright. Let's look at one more example. I'm going to call this video finished. Alright, so we have x minus 1 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals 121. I want you to give me the center, and I want you to give me the radius. So pause the video, figure this out. Alright, so our center, remember our center is HK. Well, it's x minus h, so x minus h, so h is 1. And then y minus k, so since this is plus 5, this means it's y minus negative 5. So our center is negative 5. And our radius is, of course, the square root of 121, which is 11. So the center of our circle with the equation of x minus 1 quantity squared plus y plus 5 quantity squared equals 121. The center is at 1, negative 5 because you take the opposite signs. All right, so 1, negative 5, and our radius is simply the square root of 121 because 121 is r squared. So the square root of 121 is 11, so that is our radius. All right, so this has been your first video on conics. Be sure to watch it as many times as you need to. Make sure you know how to fill in the formula for area of a circle, determining where the center of a circle is, and how to find the radius from the equation. All right, see you tomorrow.